Singer Keri Hilson shared her thoughts about love on social media. She said, I don't think I believe that any relationship exists where two people are just naturally made perfect for each other. I feel like that's a damaging myth. She continues, I believe a healthy relationship takes work, compromise, sacrifice, self awareness, understanding, patience, and even adjustments on both ends. Do you believe in the idea of the perfect person in a romantic relationship, or do you agree with what she said, Al?
Um, I don't believe in there being a perfect person, but I do believe that there could be a perfect person for me. I love the way Keri Hilson shook the table and started the day off preaching with this. But let me tell you something. Everything she described, if production can put that back up, everything that she described, guys, actually reminds me of the characteristics of a mother. And I started thinking about that. I started thinking about, it takes work, it's compromise, it's sacrifice, it's self-awareness, it's understanding, it's patience. All of that stuff is what our mothers do so well. And that's the reason why we love them, especially as Black men, so unconditionally. And to me, that's a fact. And that's different than this fantasy that we've been programmed to believe that there's a perfect person for us out there. And that person can't be, can't ever make a mistake. And I feel like that's a social construct that leads to unhealthy relationships. So in my opinion, what I've learned from watching and looking at this and reading this is that I want to find someone and I want to be more loving, just like my mother.
Okay. Q, what do you think?
I believe that there is a perfect person in the sense that that person is the perfect match for you. It's weird because I have a few best friends, and I say this all the time. The people that are my best friends, several are female, a couple are male. I wish that there was a romantic spark between us because they would be my perfect matches. We go years without getting into any type of arguments or scuffles. And then when we do, we know that neither one of us going anywhere. We're going to take a 4 or 5 day or a week cooling off period. One of us is going to pick up the phone and we're going to be back to where we were, all in love as friends. And it's funny because we never really put any thought into finding our friends. We just find these people who just happen to be our long-term friends. And I think that relationships can kind of be the same way.
I wonder why it does seem easier with our friends, right? Because I've had these conversations with my girls. I'm like, if a man, that I'm interested in romantically would be as considerate and forgiving and understanding as some of my girlfriends,
Mhm.
we'd be fine. Because like you can sit on the phone and talk to your friends for hours and like no
Mhm.
one gets sensitive about things. And if you do, you usually figure it out. But when it's someone you're dating, why are we like less patient sometimes with
Yeah.
someone that we're intimate with? And it's
Yeah.
like, damn, it sucks that a lot of times the people that have the best characteristics for us where we get along are not the people we're with. Another thing I want to mention, I went to the comments of the blogs that posted this tweet of hers. And I don't know why they're still coming for Keri Hilson. Like when she speaks on this kind of stuff, they're like, "Oh, this is from someone that never has a man." I know her, and I just want to say that just because someone's like sharing their relationship all over social media doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they're really giving. And you can speak on relationships or have a philosophical take on things just like we do, and just like all the people in the comments. But yet the famous person can't talk about it. I don't know why they so mean to her. What do y'all think?
Um,
Mm.
you know what? For whatever reason, the general public has kind of put Keri Hilson in like this yesteryear has been irrelevant bucket. And quite frankly, people just don't want to hear from her. It's like, we'll take this same information from Iyanla Van Zant and go up. We'll take this same information from Oprah. They just don't want it from her for whatever reason.
How backwards are we, right? When we can be fed every single day, Blueface, Krishan, Carlista, Tokyo Tony, and it's still, people want to hear about that. Even though they say they don't want to hear about it, they still eat it up. But Carrie, who did one sin in the business, what was it, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, however long ago it was? And it's like, I still think what she said is valid, though.
What did she do? What
The
was her
whole
saying?
the whole Beyonce diss.
The producer
Oh,
that she was working with really pushed her to put a few lines in her songs that she was against, but she did it anyways because she felt like she had to, and it was
got it.
against Beyonce.
But look, we got a couple of comments over here that are cute. So who that PYT said, "Oh Lord, another internet philosopher. Who does not know this by now? Life is not a Disney fairy tale." Cash Green said, "It is a damaging myth. A relationship is two people coming together, making their companionship work for them." And Lady T says, my issue isn't with anybody making a mistake because we're all human. What I don't like is the flagrant foul shit that men be doing. And lastly, Bully said, "I don't think a long-term monogamy is realistic. People outgrow one another. I think we
Mm,
should experience multiple soulmates."
okay.
And this is why everyone's single. I guess we all on different pages.